People have lots of questions about God.
Do you believe in God?
The more I look at the universe, tornadoes, earthquakes, disease, pestilence, just the less convinced I am. If there is a God, God is either not all-powerful or not all good.
This can make some people stop believing in God. This episode will be interesting for both those who believe in God and those who don't. I always felt like there must be a higher intelligence or a creator when I looked at the world. Nature's beauty and how everything is put together made me think there must be a creator or designer behind it. But then I saw unfairness in the world and it made me wonder, why would the creator let bad things happen? If God exists, why would God allow wars, disease, and suffering? Science talks about the Big Bang or evolution, but not God. Is there any evidence for God? If God created us, who created God? All religions have something good to say, don't they? If God knows everything, why would He create us knowing we would sin? In these 5 episodes, I want to share my acquired knowledge about God with you, using science and historical evidence to support my research. It took me a long time to understand everything, but I feel that God helped me to see the truth. In these episodes, we will understand that humans are responsible for many things that we often unfairly blame God for. But we should realize that our actions have consequences that affect the world we live in. Basically, one sin leads to another. Therefore, we live in such a world. To understand everything, we need to go step by step in the right order. Only then we are able to understand the big picture. Because if you don't believe in God, it's important to start with scientific proof. And if you already have faith in a different religion, it's helpful to learn about other religions too. That's why I made this outline. Episode 1. Scientific evidence for a higher intelligence. Episode 2. Are all religions good? Episode 3. Historical and scientific evidence for the Bible. Episode 4. Why God allows evil and suffering. Episode 5. How can Jesus be the only way? How do well-known scientists view God? Because if you are an atheist, you likely trust scientists. Don't worry, I will discuss some scientists you probably already know. Isaac Newton was a scientist known for his work on gravity and laws of motion. Newton once said that he who thinks half-heartedly will not believe in God, but he who really thinks has to believe in God. Galileo Galilei, known for his groundbreaking discoveries in mechanics and astronomy, believed that we could understand God through his works in nature and revealed word. Werner Heisenberg, one of the most important physicists of the 20th century, remarked, "The first sip from the cup of natural science makes you atheistic, but at the bottom of the cup, God is waiting." Albert Einstein stated God does not play dice, emphasizing there are no coincidences in the universe. A recent study found that around half of scientists believe in God or a higher power. In this video, we're gonna start with episode 1, Scientific Evidence for a Higher Intelligence. Just because you cannot see God with the naked eye doesn't mean anything. We cannot see radio waves either, but radio waves still exist. Their frequencies are outside of the range our eyes can perceive. Humans have only 5 senses that can be proven organically and empirically: sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. We work every day with the help of these 5 senses so that we can perceive stimuli from the environment. However, humans cannot perceive things such as radio waves with these senses. Animals such as bats can perceive UV light. We can't. Dogs can hear higher frequency ranges. Just because we don't hear it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. In that same way, we can have faith that God exists particularly through His creation. However, we realize that our perception and knowledge have limits.
As scientists, we need to be humble about the fact that we don't know everything.
Scientists' views have changed over time because of new discoveries. Not long ago, some scientists believed the Earth was flat. Scientists' knowledge grows with new findings, so it is incomplete.
I do not believe there's any evidence for a creator.
Evidence number 1. The universe. The Sun and the Earth are just the right distance apart for life to exist. If they were closer, it would be too hot, and if they were farther apart, it would be too cold. This special distance makes Earth the perfect place for us to live. The Moon also plays an important role for the Earth. It controls the tides, which control the sea level, and Earth would lose stability without the Moon. As a consequence of that, there would be more tornadoes, hurricanes, and tsunamis. The Moon even protects us from asteroids, acting like a guardian to our planet's ecosystem. Is it just a coincidence or something more? If you believe everything happened by chance, why are there constants in the universe? Constants like the speed of light, gravity, and the number 5. Scientists found that if these constants changed even a little bit, life wouldn't be possible. It's like everything was set up for us to be here. Scientists found that there are laws of nature and mathematical patterns all around us. But where do these laws come from? The universe itself shows us that it couldn't have happened by chance. Evidence number 2. Design. If we were just random, there wouldn't be any purpose or plan in how we were made. Let's talk about our hands, for example. Without thumbs, we couldn't hold or carry things. Our mouth helps us eat and speak. Even the way we are born is a miracle. Evidence number 3. Living things and their purpose. Let's look at some examples. Bees are crucial because they help plants grow by pollinating them. Sharks play a vital role in keeping the balance of life in the oceans. We also need trees because they produce oxygen. There are more examples, but there are too much to cover now. Animals and plants help us in many ways. They give us food, materials like wood and fibers, and even purify water. They also have a positive impact on climate. But what is the purpose of human beings? It seems like everything on Earth was made just right for us to live. It's hard to believe it all happened by chance over time. However, if we look at what humans are doing, it's not good. We are hurting the planet with climate change, wars, and exploitation. In episode 4, we will explore why people act this way and where it's leading us. Evidence number 4. DNA. Our DNA carries information that determines our appearance, from hair to eye color and even our sex. If we believe we came about by chance, where did this information come from? Only intelligence can leave behind such coded information. Our DNA is like a construction manual, so cleverly coded that it shows there must be a higher intelligence behind it. Evidence number 5. Morality and conscience. We have a special feeling inside called a conscience. It helps us know what's right and wrong. But where does it come from? If we evolved from animals like apes, birds, or fish, when did we start having this sense of morality? When a dog takes another dog's food, we don't say it's morally wrong. But if a human takes someone else's food, we call it stealing. It makes us wonder how we developed this sense of what's fair and what's not. Evidence number 6. Time. If there's a God that created everything, who created God? Our universe is made up of space and time, but God exists outside space and time. That's why He is eternal, with no beginning or end. God can exist outside space-time, but still choose to intervene within our world. It's hard to understand due to our limited perspective of time, but scientifically it's possible. For example, If we were near a black hole, time would slow down, so it would seem like we age slower compared to someone farther away. Inside a black hole, time comes to a complete stop. Conclusion. Just because we cannot see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. We cannot see radio waves, sound waves, or air, but we know they exist because we can see or hear their effects. In this episode, we demonstrated the existence of a creator through observation of fine-tuning and purposeful design benefiting humanity. The universe follows the principle of mathematics and law with specific rules in place to support life on Earth. Even slight changes to these constants would make life impossible. Our DNA raises questions about its origin. We have consciousness, morality, and free will. How can all of this be just a coincidence? There are indications of higher intelligence throughout the universe and Earth. To cover all the details would exceed the scope of this video, so I'm simultaneously working on a book. If you want a deeper dive into the story, the book is your chance. I will update you when it's ready. Also, I have an idea for a film that captures the concept with an engaging story. Your support through crowdfunding would be greatly appreciated due to budget limitations. You can show your support by visiting the link provided below in the description. The podcast version of this video will also be available on Spotify and other streaming platforms. If you believe this could be beneficial to others, please feel free to share these links.